it wrong for women to provide food for men because it's the man's role to provide? Like, I think you just have a very limited view of what masculinity is. At the end of the day, it's dying to yourself for others. That's what masculinity is. It really has very little to do with your economic output or your ability to hold a job or anything like that. Maybe those things are tied in some way, but like, can you die to yourself for another person? If yes, then you can be a great man. Same goes for a woman. That's just like the invitation to be a Christian, really. And we live it out in our unique ways in our vocation.
I know it hurts. I'm sorry. All right, you came to the right place, you ding dong. It's called communication, baby.
Welcome to The Crunch, the only podcast where men are men and women are women. It's your boy, Ethan.
And I'm Patrick. And this is Dr. Ethan's Dating Corner, the special episode that we released in the middle of the week because you people have so many dating problems that we had to make a whole nother podcast to solve them all. Ethan,
yes.
We get a lot of questions about dating, don't we?
Yes, and we are from Mars, and the ladies are from Venus. and we are here to... And the girls have gone to college to get more knowledge, and then we're on our way. This podcast, welcome to Jupiter, and we're going to get to more Jupiter now, and it's going to be good, man. All right, are you ready?
I am so ready.
Ethan, I have a doctorate in dating. I'm very smart about this stuff. I can help just about anybody on planet Earth with their relationship problems, except myself.
But you don't have relationship problems anymore, right?
That's true. Well, I mean, sometimes I could communicate better, I suppose. And I oftentimes am selfish when I could be self-sacrificial. Oftentimes I'm not grateful enough for my wife and the things that she does for me. So I think I have many issues and problems. And if I would only listen to my own dang advice, the problem is on Jupiter, there's no atmosphere. So the words that I say, you can't hear them because in space, there's no sound. I don't know if you know this, Patrick.
Jupiter isn't in space, and there is an atmosphere on Jupiter.
Did you just say that Jupiter isn't in space? I'm going to call the police.
Jupiter isn't the same as
Jupiter's
space.
Not in space, bro. I know what I'm talking about. Man, I thought you had a degree. I thought you had a master's. Masters of nothing.
I don't have a master's in space. You gotta go to college for like 3 more years. Jupiter's not in space.
That's crazy.
That sounds like,
when we die and we go to heaven, I'm gonna run up to Galileo and be like, Galileo. Guess what Patrick said?
My idiot friends.
Guess what my idiot podcaster friends.
If we're talking to Galileo, does that mean we're in hell?
No, Galileo's in heaven.
You think so?
100%, dude.
I hope so.
I mean, he was mad at the Pope. Whomst among us.
Fair enough.
That's not been.
That sounds like a kid fight on the playground. Jupiter isn't in space.
Jupiter's not in space. My dad works at NASA, and he says that Jupiter's in space, and you're wrong.
Dude, the amount of times kids at my school said my dad works at NASA.
I believe that.
Because they did. They just did.
Right.
Their dads did work at NASA.
Yeah. Anyway. That's tough. Yeah.
So Jupiter's not the same as space, is what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm.
There is an atmosphere on Jupiter. Jupiter's not in space. That's really funny.
So we're going to answer some dating questions now.
We're going to answer some dating questions, and I'm unfortunately, I want to start us off on the right foot. So I'm going to start us off on a sad one. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, great. Let's bring the mood way down.
Way down.
As if there's anything more sad than your lack of knowledge about the stars.
Listen, the problem is I went to Jupiter, got stupider, and was like, I'm not in space.
Back. I know, that is the problem. If you're smart enough to get to Jupiter, then instantly you unlearn everything that you learned to get there in the first place.
Immediately dumb.
This is why mankind will never make it past the solar system, because we keep stopping at Jupiter. And we keep getting stupider every single time.
Oh, boy.
What
So
can you
this one
do?
comes from John C. He's very new to the Discord. By the way, if you want to submit a dating question, go to bit.ly/crunch Discord. You can submit one in the Dating Corner channel. This one
Bang.
comes from John C. He's new, and his question is getting on the show. So if you're new
Woohoo!
and you want your question on next episode, just go on bit.ly/crunch Discord. Hi,
Yep,
I'm
yep,
new
yep.
here, so sorry if this is random. I have a dating question for you all.
Yeah, you
My
do.
girlfriend broke up with me
Oh,
after 5 dates.
dang. I don't think
Sorry,
you had a
man.
girlfriend, but that's okay.
Listen, you know how old he is. By the way,
That's
please
true.
put how old you are. Thank you.
Yeah.
My girlfriend broke up with me yesterday after 5 dates. Her stepdad took a fall last month, and she's got a lot going on with work too. And she doesn't think she's in a place to discern marriage right now. After all, despite saying she really likes me, I've accepted it. I plan to move on, but my question is, do I leave the door open for her in the future? Things were going great before her life took a turn, and I could definitely see myself dating her again when things get better in her personal life. I plan to text her back now that my head is clear, but I don't know whether did she break up with him over text?
She must have been.
Man, dude, I'm
That's
sorry.
rough.
You don't deserve that. I don't know whether to mention that she can always reach out in the future. Is it implied because the ball is in her court? Thanks, everyone. John C.
Okay, John, I don't want to be insensitive, but it's so funny to me that she's like, "Yeah, my stepdad fell down, so I can't date you anymore."
I think she's coming up with excuses.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't want to make light if I mean, I'm sure he actually got injured and, that's
Yeah.
tough, and sometimes personal family things can get really complicated and make it difficult to do other stuff. So I don't want to make light of that, even though I just did. But
I don't want to do it perpetually. I want to stop
right.
there and move on.
John C., you're new to the dating corner, and something that we have said many, many times over. And actually, I just DM'd someone a follow-up on a previous question. They asked me a follow-up question, and I just gave this advice to someone this morning on Discord.
Wow.
Women, if they want to date you, will date you.
Yeah.
There are very, very few situations in which a woman will say, now's not the right time. I'm not ready to discern. And it actually means she wants you to circle back. Because women are very nice, they're sweet, it's difficult.
It smells
And also
ritzy.
they haven't a lot of ladies have not learned how to whether out of like self-protection and like a valid sort of, put my guard up type way, or just in
Sure.
a I haven't done this type way. But a lot of women are afraid to.
Learn from the headphones thing, guys.
I did. What is that? I know I did
Watch him
learn.
hedging. He's like valid experiences of putting their guards up.
Sure.
He's
Well,
learned. You
we
hear him
also have
hedging?
listeners that
He's
have been through a lot, but it's like it's hard for women
Yeah.
to reject men sometimes because of the way that they react.
Sometimes
I don't know
men
if you've
react
ever
poorly. Yes.
if you've ever been through the nice guys subreddit, it's crazy.
Ooh,
Because
yeah.
guys, like, it's just women posting screenshots of texts with dudes, and they'll say like, "Hey, this isn't really working out," and he'll go from saying like, "You're beautiful. What can I do for you?" to like calling her every name in the book, and like on a dime, And so
Yeah, crazy.
it makes sense that instead of saying, "I don't want to date you anymore," a woman would say, "Well, my stepdad fell down and this isn't a really good time and I'm discerning," because then she doesn't really have to reject you. And she just hopes that you get the hint, which unfortunately most guys don't. And so now then there's this like perpetual, like, I'm waiting for her, but she's not waiting for you. People will date if they want to date, regardless of what's going on in their life.
Yeah,
Most
I
of
think
the
that's
time.
true.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. So I think, I mean,
Welcome
what was
to
this
the
question?
Discord.
I know. Well, yeah, glad you're here. What was the question? Should I text her? No. Like,
If
I mean,
she
unless
texted you breaking, dude, if she texted you breaking up with you, you have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever. Just text her the letter K.
That's true.
That is ball back in your court. That is hands. That is how if you didn't, dude, if it's quick, if you didn't text her, just text her the letter K.
Pull out your phone right now.
3 days later. Crazy. Crazy move. Best thing you could do. That's it. That's my advice. Text her the letter K. You're a powerful guy. You don't need her.
Big,
5 dates.
powerful guy.
Big, just a large person. That's that. You don't need her. 5 dates, nothing.
I know
You've
a
been on
guy,
5
big
dates plenty of
guy.
times.
All right, so it's
His name's John
and,
C.
and also John C. I yes, she was your girlfriend, but you only went on 5 dates, so she wasn't really your girlfriend. Also,
Yeah.
and I don't want to like yeah, you maybe
I don't
agreed.
think. Let's not diminish it. You don't know how long they were talking
That's
before.
true.
You
That's
know,
true.
it's
But
and
it's
5 dates is a lot. It's more than
is
2.
it? That's true. It is more than
Not
2.
to you. You've been married for 3 years.
All right,
2,
man.
2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
You know, it's like you went on 5 dates this week. You know, that's what marriage is like.
Yeah.
You know?
I asked Emma to be my girlfriend on the first date both times.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. You forget what it's like. And so
Yeah.
they were probably, but that's the thing, right? It's like they were exclusive.
That's true. Right. I shouldn't diminish it. You're right. But maybe in her mind, the label freaked her out. You know, maybe it was new, and I don't know. It's hard to say. But as quick as you can, John C., pick yourself up. Acknowledge that this, unless she reaches back out to you and says specifically, I want to get back together with you, then it just needs to be over in your mind as quickly as you can
Yeah.
make that happen. Have a
Yeah,
mourning
you gotta-
period, grieve, do what you got to do. But
Get all pissed.
yeah, go to
Mad
the
about it.
gym,
Delete Facebook.
lift a dumbbell, lift a dumbbell, you know, go down south and find one, pick her up. You know what I'm saying.
Nick and his friends are super into that, like like look lift so much that she's sorry or something, you know, like
Yeah.
they like motivate each other by like being like, make
This
her
is a-
sorry she left.
A lot of guys I can never do this now because I'm married, but you have a great opportunity to kind of enter your sort of American Psycho grind set arc. You know, I'm never going to have that chance ever again
No,
To-
ever again.
to just be completely, to just work, wear a hoodie, go to the gym, come home, go to bed, you know, better myself, like and listen to funk music the whole time.
Youth is wasted on the young, they say.
Truly,
You know?
truly. Just enter
You know how
your
good you have it.
just get into a Sigma grind set montage and
No, I
enjoy
don't
it,
miss that
you know?
because I know for a fact that I would not have taken advantage of it
I
no
know.
matter how long it lasted. You know
I
what
would-
I mean?
I
Like
would-
it's just,
if Emma broke up with me while we were dating, I would not enter a Sigma grind set arc. I would watch every episode of Better Call Saul and eat Pop-Tarts is what I would do.
yeah,
You know.
you and I.
But you
did-
can be
and
different,
I-
John C. You can be different.
You can be different.
You
can
can
go through-
fly where we sank like rocks.
You can get huge, absolutely massive. Just
Yes.
please.
You could
don't
take
text her back
creatine. You
anything
could take
except the letter K.
you could take THT. You could take PCP. You could
What's
take
better?
Yeah.
What's better?
Yeah.
I'm still on the texting back thing. What's better? He texts her back the letter K, a little
Yeah.
millennial. Texts her the thumbs up, kind of dad mode. Just
Thumbs up is
or,
funny.
Or he texts the shaka bra emoji.
Dude. Wow.
Crazy, right?
Oh.
So it depends on how badly you want her to never talk to you again. Because whatever
I'm looking
you
at
do,
the emojis. I'm looking at the emojis right now, just in my recently used. The Easter Island head would be great.
What is that your most used?
It's in my top 4.
What's your most used emoji?
It's the laughing, crying emoji. But
You are a turbo normie deep down.
I know, but I have it's the guy that's doing an overhead clean with the barbell.
Yeah,
That's
your
up there.
second most?
The UFO alien and the fire emoji are all up there as well.
My number one most used emoji. I have not used the crying laughing emoji. It's not even on there. I don't understand why. I don't know where it went. I used to laugh. I think I just say LMAO to
anymore.
things now.
Yeah.
But my number one most used emoji is the salute
I use this.
emoji.
The salute is up there. I love the salute.
I send it to my boss every day. Whenever he texts me something, I'm just like, yes, sir.
You got it, my man.
Oh man. All right,
John
John
C. I hope that helps.
I hope that helps, man. I'm excited. I want to change. I want to shift gears here.
Please.
I want to shift.
Yes, I would love that. I would love to shift gears in my new Suzuki.
And your new Suzuki. This one comes from Austin in the Wave. He texted us this. He sent this in at 5:17 in the morning. So he's on his.
What is it? Is he a radio DJ?
Yeah. Why are you up that early, man? I know it's not because you have kids. You're texting a dating question. Yeah. Interested in the other side of this question. He must be referring to something above in the chat that I do not see. I have skeletons in my closet involving one of the girls in my friend group.
He's already been in his Christian Bale American Psycho arc. If he's got skeletons,
he's got skeletons in his closet. They're in those little dry cleaning bags.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That movie's messed up. Don't watch American Psycho. If you think it's a cool
American Psycho.
If you think it's a cool based movie, it's not. It sucks.
It sucks. It is very scary and horrifying. The only funny thing is when he's smiling with the axe. That's hilarious.
Smiling with the axe is funny, and then the business cards. Like, let's see Paul Allen's card. That's a great scene.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
And then all the scenes with Willem Dafoe are good. But any other scene, just not worth watching.
Disgusting. Yep. Oh, just horrifying images that don't leave your brain. Anyway, so do I tell a potential girlfriend about it? I have skeletons in my closet involving one of the girls in the friend group. Do I tell a potential girlfriend? If so, when? It's bad enough that I consider looking outside my friend group, but that basically forces me to date outside the diocese. The whole deanery shares a young adult group. They all know her.
Hey guys, Becky's been missing for like 3 weeks. Does anyone know? Do you know where she went? And then this guy's sweating feverishly in the room, like, I haven't seen her. Don't look in my closet.
Dude, what?
Do you think they exchanged physical intimacy with each other? Do you think that's what he's getting at?
I don't know. I think he would have been a little more. Guys that have that tend to tell you. Guys that have done that tend to mention it.
That's true. Unless it was an embarrassing, like, not all the way, but like a partial, you know what I mean? It's a bit more awkward to say, like, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not going to say, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. It's a bit more awkward to be like, yeah. So I don't know. It could just be he was like mean to her. I know I was like, when I was
you think it's
the
opposite direction. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was in, I mean, that's just what happened to me. Cause when I was in high school, I was like very particularly mean to this one girl that I was upset with. And it was like, in my mind back then, it was like one of the worst things. It was like, this is the worst thing I ever could have done. Yeah. And like looking back, it was kind of mild compared to some of the other stuff that was going on in high school. But like for me, it was huge. And like everyone was like mad at me about it for like a month. So it was awful. And so I remember telling my high school girlfriend about it, like very like, I got to tell you this. Like I did this. Then she was like, oh,
yeah.
Okay. So like sometimes that's.
Yeah, that's like what I'm leaning towards.
Skeletons in the closet. It's like, unless skeleton in the closet means like something you did is awful and you still have the evidence. Like it's gonna backfire soon.
Yeah,
like this could be something you did bad in the past.
That's not a skeleton in your closet. That's just like being a human being.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. It feels like everybody knows everybody and everybody's talking about everybody all the time. But the reality is that no one cares. And so
they all forgot. Even my thing, they all forgot about it by the end of the semester. So it's
unless you start dating this girl that's your potential girlfriend and she says, hey, have you ever had a skeleton in your closet with Becky? Insert whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
Then, and it's like, it's probably not an appropriate thing for you to just bring up just because you feel like you should disclose. Like there is no obligation to disclose your past when you're entering a new relationship.
Yeah, especially if it's a potential girlfriend.
Right. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is with people these days that are writing in that's like, should I tell this person everything about my past? It's like, what makes you think that that's what relationships are?
I regret telling my ex-girlfriend about my present.
Huh?
I regret some of the things I told my my ex-girlfriend. I regret some of the things I told her about my present. I probably should have kept some things closer to the vest. Probably should have hid some things. I think we should be hiding more.
We should hide more from our partners.
I
just don't understand what this trend is where people think that they have to, just because they're almost in a relationship with someone or recently in a relationship with someone, that it all has to be brought out and you have to say everything. Like, my wife doesn't know everything about me. And it's not because I've hidden things from her on purpose. It's just that, like, I'm a human being. And sometimes, like, I do stuff and I forget to tell her. You know what I mean? So it's like,
oh, yeah.
And sometimes she does stuff and she forgets to tell me, or sometimes I have a thought and I don't share it with her because she doesn't need to know about the jellyfish UFO at dinner time. You know, she doesn't need to know.
Is the jellyfish
she doesn't
UFO
need to know.
in the room
I
with
think
us right now, Ethan?
It's real. I'll send you the video. But like, Emma doesn't know. Like, I didn't talk to Emma about the Jew tunnels, even though it's one of the funniest things that I've seen in a long time, because then I have to explain the Jew tunnels, and she doesn't care about the Jew tunnels at 5:30 p.m. after she's been with the screaming baby all day. So it's like, and it's just weird to think that you and your person that you're in a relationship with, like, you need to share everything that you've ever thought and everything you've ever done with each other. It just is like, that's just not how real life works. So unless it's like hey, I'm a felon and like I'm on parole right now,
literal skeleton in my closet,
right? Like, that's obviously bring that up. Or like, hey, like, my dad has cancer and he could die, you know, anytime in the next 6 months. Like, bring that stuff up.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, but you don't have to. Calm down, please, is what I'm trying to communicate to you.
You're okay.
You're fine. You're not hiding anything from anybody. You're not going to get in trouble.
No, that's honestly, like, that should be liberating. You know, that should be freeing for you. You know, because it's like, I don't. Because this is the thing. Like, this is a great example. I'm glad that this is a question, because I want to bring this up. Is like, this thing that I said to this girl, I was so guilt-ridden about it that 3 years later, while I was in college, I called her and I was like, hey, I want to apologize for that. And she's like, I forgot about that. Why did you bring it back up?
Yeah.
You know, she was like,
then
I laugh
like,
about it now.
Then you're just dredging stuff for,
you know,
for no
like,
reason.
Be okay. Like, it was like, it's fine. You know, you made amends. We don't talk anymore. We're not really friends anymore. So it's like, fine. You know, but it's like, you can't keep, you gotta let go. Like, you're holding on to it for no reason. And part of it is because it's evidence that you're not perfect. And this is for me, at least. I want to be perfect. And so I want to make the thing go away that is evidence that I'm not. But like, this is the thing that necessitates you having a savior. Right. So like, be happy that it exists. Don't tell everybody about it. Yeah. Whatever. No, good advice, Ethan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Just real quick before we go into the next question, I just want you to watch this. That's the jellyfish. You see how it's on the infrared, it's going from black to white. That means that means the temperature is rapidly shifting.
Yes.
And so it's unlike anything we've ever seen before.
It looks like something's on the lens, Ethan.
No, it's not. And they proved that it isn't, because it rotates throughout the video. Okay. Bird smudges can't rotate. It's not poop, dude. Read a book. How about you study camera lenses? First, you don't know about Jupiter. Now you're telling me about whatever, dude. All right. If you have a question about the jelly, I think I'm actually thinking about starting an aliens channel in the in the Discord. That's just for me to share with the people. Like, here's the newest updates.
No one can comment. It's a view only channel, and it's just your screens.
That actually would be really funny.
Dude, you should do that. That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's just
only you can comment in it.
We have this whole village theme. It's like, here's the park, and here's the neighborhood, and here's the feast hall.
What you gotta do, you gotta make
Ethan's UFO corner.
You gotta make it so that only admin, like not even mod, can post in it. Like mod, like so that the mods can be like, Ethan, what are you talking about? And like, it's just, and I promise I won't comment.
You will never post. Yes.
I will never post, and it's just you posting, just like just essays about aliens. All right, do that.
Responding to arguments that nobody has said, like debating with myself.
Oh, you think it's poop? You small.
You think it's poop? Well, yeah. Let me prove to you that it's not. Oh man, it's actually
Amazing.
similar to another shape that was found in Mexico in 2012. Let me show you the video here, and if you compare
Let me
the two
see the video
shapes,
here. Oh, I bet now you're thinking that it's similar to the sighting in Santa Fe, and you would be right.
you would be correct.
Uh,
However, that was taken with a, it's whatever.
yeah, something
So,
stupid like that. All right. Last question. Last question. This one comes from Cal. Question I've been struggling with in prayer is
yeah,
value. A man's value in the. Oh, we got a lot of man questions this week.
a lot of
It's all
men out there.
Men in the chat. bit.ly/crunch discord. Men only. Question I've been struggling with. A man's value in the world is based entirely on his ability to provide. God
Maybe.
does not, however, since he does not need to be provided for. I don't know what that part meant. But in my discernment for the priesthood, I've come to this conclusion. And what I've seen in this chat, I think it's also true. Due to poor health, I'm not a good provider. I'm hoping to work on it more this year. Yet, what most people seem to want is to be a provider as a priest or provider as a husband. I see most women want a husband who can monetarily provide for them and with money and with time. To be a good priest, you have to give your time and expertise. What makes a good father also makes a good priest. Yet, what happens to a man who can't provide? We see that women with disabilities are generally taken care of by their husbands. Yet, what do we see for men who can't provide? If all you could offer some thoughts on this, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to therapy this year and already have a spiritual director. I think prayer would be nice for me too. Thanks. What do you think, Ethan?
I don't understand the question. So is he saying I
So
I am not a provider, therefore I'm not a real man? But it also sounds like he
yes,
doesn't have a family. So like who you don't even have anyone to provide for. So of course you're not a
it's.
provider.
I think he may have a disability. So he said, I'm in
Sure.
poor health and cannot provide. I'm hoping to work on
Okay.
it more this year. So he's in a situation where he is not able to provide monetarily for a family or for a parish. And so he's having trouble discerning his vocation because he feels like he's less of a man. I
Let me tell you what a
like this
priest
question.
does. It's a good question. Let me tell you what a priest does first. A priest preaches, teaches, and governs. That's what a priest does. Those are the three things that a
To
priest does.
varying degrees of success.
Indeed. Nowhere in the requirements for a priest is the ability to raise money or to make money or to operate in the economy in any way,
Yeah.
especially if you are a religious father. There's even less so that required of you. Let's talk about being a dad in like real life, um, like a like a husband and a father and a family. Sure, you have to provide, but God is going to give you a way to do it with the family that He gives you. So, like, if you meet a
Because
woman
God
and you
provides.
because God provides, right? Like
That's kind
that's
of
you
the thing.
said that. That's the whole thing. So like if you meet a woman and you have a family and you have a child and all these things, God isn't going to put you in a position where you are completely and utterly unable to provide. He also, here's the other thing. You don't have to do everything. You know? Like you can ask your wife for help. And that's not an
I do
unmasculine thing to
often.
do. Emma, I'm to the point where I don't have to ask Emma for help because she just knows what I need. You know,
She knows that I don't know what to do.
that's true. She knows that I am not like if she doesn't make me a quesadilla, then I just won't eat lunch. You know, so it's like thank you for making that quesadilla. Um,
That's so sweet. I love it.
yeah. So like, is it wrong for women to provide food for men because it's the man's role to provide? Like I think you just have a very
Yeah.
limited view of what masculinity is. At the end of the
Yes.
day, it's dying to yourself for others. That's what masculinity is. It really has very little to do with your economic output or your ability to hold a job or anything like that. Maybe those things are tied in some way, but like, can you die to yourself for another person? If yes, then you can be a great man. Same goes for a woman. That's just like the invitation to be a Christian, really. And we live it out in our unique ways and our vocations. Obviously, dying to yourself as a woman is different because you have the child growing thing, and dying to yourself
That
as a
whole
man is
piece.
different because you don't have that and you have the ability to be a priest. So there's different ways. But like I think you just have to maybe relax, is what I would say.
I love this because you're just doing chapter 1 and 2 of my book, but in such simple terms.
Oh, I'm smarter than you.
It's like I picked this question because I was like, oh, I have something to contribute here, because the he's correct in that
Yeah.
the perception is, oh, a man provides, he protects, and he leads his family, and that's what makes you a man, is the extent to which you do those things. But you made a good point, which I do make in my book, March 2025.
All right, man.
Is that what about religious men? They don't provide, they don't protect, and most of them don't lead. In fact, they do the opposite of those things.
Right.
They are celibate, and they're completely obedient to their superior. They don't lead anything.
Yes.
And so it's not compatible with the Catholic understanding of a way to live out masculinity. And so the other piece of it is like, you have a disability now. If that disability doesn't inhibit your ability to marry, then you can and should get married if you want. And you know that if you like have an accident and become disabled during marriage, your wife is still like supposed to care for you, right? And provide.
Right. It's not like
you
it's not like if the woman has a disability, then the man takes care of her. But if the man has a disability, then the woman just doesn't.
finds another one, I guess.
Yeah, like finds or just like
yeah,
just leaves you in the bed to rot and die. You know?
because you've outstayed your usefulness. I was thinking about this the other day. We can kind of end on this.
Sure.
Is that Phoebe and I were discussing, the dying to yourself of Christ, being like Christ. And there is a masculine ability to think about the Eucharist, right? Is like Jesus is consumed by everyone who goes up to communion, but he's not spiritually received by everybody, because some of them are receiving in mortal sin, or receiving without really believing. They don't actually have faith, right? And so there is a piece of being a man that means you, by some, are going to be consumed but not received. And so like the things you can economically provide are going to be taken gladly by people, but you as a man are not going to be received by those people. And that's like that might be the same person doing it sometimes and not other times. And it's like your wife will sometimes do this, and your children will sometimes do this. And I think that's like part of the cross, is that like, and you do it anyway because that's what the Lord decided to do, and you've consumed him and not received him before. And so it's like, just to understand that, like, unite that suffering with him, I guess, is like, you can't change the world's perception. We can beat our chest and be all sad about it, but like, that's a reality of masculinity, is being consumed and not received. But it doesn't, just because you're not received doesn't mean that you're not a man. It's like, if you're a priest, you're a father. If you're a husband, you're a husband. If you're a father, you're a father, right? It's like, those are the things that make a man. And so like, I wouldn't since you're not married, since you're not dating, go to therapy, go to spiritual direction. Don't spend too much time worrying about it, because God will take care of you. He is the provider, not men.
Yeah.
So
the whole thing about Jesus is he came so that we didn't have to just look at our faults, and we could look at him instead, because he says this, his power is made perfect in our weakness. So if you're worried about your weakness, I would think about maybe his power instead, and perhaps for a little bit, and you don't have to worry about it, because literally, like, the thing that you're struggling with is the reason that Jesus came. So
don't worry.
Take solace in that. I guess.
Cool,
man.
This question and the last one. That's good.
Indeed.
Or John C.
Where can people go to submit their own dating question?
If you want us to answer your question in an eloquent fashion and very smart and total way, you can go to bit.ly/crunch discord, go to the dating corner submission box. You can put in your question. People will answer it right there. So like, you put it in and someone's going to answer it. That chat is always active.
People is firing on all cylinders.
And then Ben will screenshot it, put it in our little chat, and we'll get it. And you could get your question answered in as little as, a couple of weeks. It's not even a week.
Truly.
Yeah. So by us, you get your question answered immediately. And then make sure you join the Discord, because if you didn't hear our last episode, we're working on a little project that's going to be announced live in the Discord not necessarily live, but it's going to be announced in the Discord first. Really excited about it. We worked really hard on it, and we want to share it with you. It's going to be a free thing that we give to you that we worked really hard on because
It's
we want
very free.
you guys to have high quality stuff. Very free. So go join the Discord, bit.ly/Crunch Discord. Thousands of people your age that want to talk about Catholicism with you. So why not join? Ethan, do you have anything else for the people?
Okay, so the reason it can't be something on the lens is because it was from a drone and the lens was inverted and the splat was down, which doesn't make any sense because the bird would have to be pooping up. It doesn't make any sense. And also it rotates. So if you multiply the speed at which it rotates, then you can see that it's not